Evening and welcome back. It's Wednesday. It's another hot day in the neighborhood, and I'm not sure if it's going to make you feel any better by me telling you that humidity levels have actually been pretty decent today, as they will be again tomorrow. And if you're thinking, man, it felt pretty hot out there today, well, indeed it did, which is kind of my point. It's going to feel much worse by the time the end of the week and definitely the weekend rolls around. We're still talking about the 90s. No major changes coming your way weather-wise, but some tweaks to be made and some temperature adjustments, as there's also some adjustments to be made in regards to the chances of precipitation showers and storms. There's always something to talk about and add when your weather forecast is considered. Top headlines tonight will include not a few meetings that I reported on last evening, as we have replaced those with a few other headlines, and we'll have more on those tomorrow. But tonight, I had a question posed to me a few days ago from a viewer who asked if they were correct after they'd heard that the Logan Corporation moving into Sagersville may have fallen through or may have been in jeopardy. Well, we'll confirm tonight that indeed there were a few things that had to take place before that could happen. We'll have a complete story for you in just a few seconds. Another stolen vehicle, this time discovered in McGoffin County, and some strange circumstances surrounding it, and those found in the same place over the course of the past several months and few years, actually. Got a couple of follow-ups and other news and information to pass along to you, and a whole lot happening on tonight's community calendar. Before we get to our top headlines about Logan Corp and that stolen vehicle and the investigations that are ongoing in regards to it, we want to first talk about a recall to pass along to you. I had a pack in my refrigerator drawer. Do you? I'm referring to one of about 372,000 pounds of hot dogs and corn dogs made earlier this month, which are under recall tonight. Now, to be clear, the ones in my refrigerators seen here apparently are not involved in the recall, but the exact same product, or one of the products that are involved, might have just been there for apparently a little too long. Hot dogs last forever, don't they? More than 372,000 pounds of hot dogs and corn dogs, which were made just earlier this month, are involved under the recall because of concerns of listeria contamination. The U.S. Department of Agriculture says that Oklahoma-based Bar S Foods is recalling, so far identified, 5 chicken and pork products that could potentially be contaminated with listeria. The USDA says that Bar S so far has not received or confirmed any test results, but they're recalling the items due to recurring listeria issues that they found at the company. The recalled items are the Bar S Bun Length and Classic Franks made with chicken and pork, Bar S Classic Corn Dogs, and their signature Pick 5 corn dogs. They were all made between July the 10th and the 13th, so you'll find that on the package and see if they're involved. Listeria can be an issue. It most often affects newborns or women who are pregnant, older adults, and anyone with a weakened immune system. The government also confirms that so far no illnesses have been reported to them linked to the products, but the recall is in effect. Before we go to our first break to return with our top headlines this evening, I wanted to check in today and see how quickly these guys are progressing. I knew when I met the fraternity brothers from Western Kentucky University, and they pulled out of Sagersville, and I was having a hard time getting in front of them to get some video as they left, that it wouldn't take them long to complete their journey across this nation, as they were on the last leg, if you will, towards Virginia Beach after departing from Seattle back in, I believe it was on May the 21st. Well, a quick look at their map that was updated as of this morning shows that they have made it, well, they've made quite a bit of progress since we saw them last. And keep in mind, that was just this past Thursday morning when I caught up them just as they were getting ready to leave the Lakefront Church of God on Route 30, where they were hosted for the night, fed the next morning, and it was there that they would come back to Route 114 here at the very beginning of the Mountain Parkway and pick up where they had left off the day before. This their 4th such trip across the nation to raise funds and awareness for Alzheimer's, something, as they told us, that they had mostly first-hand or very close knowledge thereof for most everyone on the team. These are all Phi Gamma Delta brothers from Western Kentucky University. So far to date, they've raised more than $160,000 in their efforts, and as we also heard a few of their members tell us, that as it stands today, they are to be sure to donate those funds back to the respective states which they were collected in an effort to help find a cure for Alzheimer's. They also told me that they hadn't even finished this trip, and they're already planning next year's trip. And this is kind of a first and one-time event for all of the students. I don't think anyone has done a repeat, but nevertheless, that'll be their 5th trip across the nation for the same cause. So here is where they stand. As of last night, they had checked into Charlottesville, Virginia, and that left them with 374 miles covered since they left Magoffin County just this past Thursday. That also left them, as of this morning, before they pulled out, and we assume that they did, with 173 miles to go after trekking thousands of miles across this nation. They're a bit ahead of schedule. They believed to be 8 or 9 days away from the beach and taking their own time. And they look to be either ahead or right on schedule to make that trip in that amount of time. So 173 miles as of this morning to go, and certainly on the downhill side of a wonderful trip across this nation for certainly a very worthy and important cause. We'll let you know when they splash down. Our top headlines come up after this, including Logan Corporation and their status in coming to Magoffin County. I'll be right back. For high-speed internet starting at 15 meg for all of your gaming, movie, home, and business solutions, or to watch TV, including your favorite local channels without a contract, with hundreds of channels and digital and HD quality, and to stay connected 24/7 with friends and family, a direct line to 911, or to give your business the link it needs, choose telephone service you know is always there. Just click on their link on this site to find out how affordable the latest technology in communications can be. Foothills Communications. A few nights ago, I did have a viewer ask me about something that they had heard in regards to the deal with the Logan Corporation coming to Magoffin County and buying the Joy facility, and that deal falling through or being in jeopardy to some degree. I did confirm today that there were still, even after all the announcements, there were still a couple of major things that would have had to have taken place in order for all the T's to be crossed, all the I's to be dotted, and for that deal to go through. Yeah, 2 very important documents or deals had to take place. 2 purchase agreements. One solidifying the sale from Joy that they had to sign to Logan Corporation, and the other for the Logan Corporation to be able to sell their current facility. It all had to happen simultaneously for them to be able to afford to make the move. And Randy Reisner of Logan Corporation says they have both just happened.
Both purchase agreements have been signed. The agreement with Joey and Logan to purchase the property in Sayersville has been signed by both parties. And the second purchase agreement, which is the one that could actually nullify the first one, is the purchase agreement on the location that we're at currently in Martin County. We have got it sold, and that purchase agreement is signed, so both of them are locked down, and it looks like it's moving forward.
Well, we're certainly glad to hear that, and I know that you and I know a whole lot of folks have been fielding a lot of questions. You know, a lot of folks are really anxious to have you guys here, and of course, jobs are a big part of that. Is it too early to apply? What do they need to apply? Just a few heads-up things for some of the folks listening.
Well, we are taking applications currently. We're taking them through the Kentucky Career Center in Prestonsburg, and all applicants need to apply there. We are also taking applications via our website, which is logan.bodies.com. So applicants can apply at either place, and they will be received. I would like to mention that we have not moved yet, so the jobs that you'll be applying for are not currently available. The move is what is spurring this job growth, and that hasn't happened yet.
With today's agreements signed and T's crossed, I's dotted, does this give you a better idea as to a potential timeline when you guys will close officially on your deal and when you hope to maybe start to move?
Well, I'd like to stress also this is estimated, but we're looking at closing the deal and exchanging properties somewhere around the 1st of September, and that'll put our first big moves sometime at the end of September, maybe the 1st of October.
So there you have it. Confirmed, done, signed, sealed, and soon to be delivered. They'll start moving in the coming weeks. And once again, all applications must go through the Kentucky Career Center, the unemployment office, if you will, in Prestonburg, or their website, as you heard Reisner say. So it's still going to be maybe 8 weeks before they actually start moving in, and then weeks thereafter before they start taking on new personnel, and they can't absorb all of those new personnel that they'll be hiring all at one time for obvious logistical purposes. But they've already been in the Joy facility measuring, mapping, and they're getting ready to go. I'll be going to a commercial break just for a minute with more headlines right after this. A few announcements and a couple of reminders on tonight's McGoffin Farm Bureau community calendar. First off, remember Vacation Bible School tonight through Saturday night, 6 to 8 at New Bethel Assembly of God. They hope you'll join them. That's kids 3 and up for Vacation Bible School as they learn about the greatest superhero in history. And for anyone out there who has a child with special needs, they've put together a special evening for them, a fun-filled night with their trained staff. Just going to have an unbelievable time in a perfectly safe environment. That is a one-night-only event, July the 29th, 6 to 8, also at New Bethel Assembly of God. And the McGoffin County Celebration Heritage Days will be here before you know it, August the 31st through September the 3rd. Right now, what you need to know is that for all those interested in setting up a food booth for the upcoming festival in downtown Sagersville, contact Fire Chief Paul Howard, 349-3256 or 791-3256. It's a $250 flat rate for the entire festival, which is due with the return of your application. Free sports and school physicals this Saturday the 23rd at McGoffin County Immediate Care. No appointment needed. Call 349-6006 if you do have any questions. And remember, it's Family and Friends Day at Stinson United Baptist Church this Sunday morning at 11. Join them for an old-fashioned worship service, lunch served following. Everyone is invited, and they hope to see you there. This is from Pastor Joe Carroll. And I got to read this one again because I had the dates messed up for a couple of days, if not longer. The Kearney Free Will Baptist Church is hosting Vacation Bible School next week, Monday through Friday, 5:30 to 8:30 nightly, from your friends at Kearney Free Will Baptist and Pastor Butch Whitaker. And South Magoffin Elementary wants to invite kindergarten students who will be attending South Magoffin and their family to their first kindergarten camp for the next school year, July the 28th. Now, that is a week from tomorrow, 9:30 till noon. Kindergarten students will meet their teachers and participate in activities that will allow them to be ready for the first day of school. And unlike yesterday, I made it through the calendar without any mistakes, I think, I hope. But if you have an announcement for tomorrow, anytime we have the calendar, which is every night, birthday, anniversary, or otherwise, get it to us any way you like. Tell me, we'll tell everyone about it. And our last announcement brought to you by the McGoffin County Funeral Home. It comes in honor of 86-year-old Charles Danny Patrick of Riverview, Florida, formerly of McGoffin County. He was married to Helen Morse Patrick, who preceded him in death. He's survived by his wife, Pansy Salyer Patrick, son Danny Joe Patrick, and daughter Diane Holbrook. Visitation is going to be tomorrow after 5, prior to Friday morning's services that'll start at 11, and all services and visitation will be from the Sagersville First Baptist Church, with burial afterwards at the Highland Memorial Park in Staffordsville, once again in honor of 86-year-old Danny Patrick. The McGoffin County Sheriff's Department has made a second major recovery of property and or equipment stolen from Morgan County and then found here in McGoffin County. You will recall several weeks ago, a few months ago, Frederick and May had a great deal of equipment and tools stolen at a bridge site, a work site in Morgan County, and the Sheriff's Department here arrested a McGoffin County man and charged him with that theft. Now, we learned tonight that after a local man just yesterday was checking on his livestock, he found something largely out of place. And there are also some other unusual circumstances around this discovery on Punchin in McGoffin County.
Around 6:30 yesterday afternoon, I received a call from Carter Whitaker. He owns land close to where the truck was set, and he went back in there to check on his cattle. I assume he probably does this every day because he told me he'd been back there the day before and the truck wasn't sitting there. And he advised me there's a single axle dump truck sitting back there with Morgan County Road Department stickers on it.
Montgomery says that when he arrived, a quick run of the VIN number confirmed that the truck was indeed stolen and apparently had been used in other thefts. And while that may sound familiar with a rollback that was stolen from the Parkway Convenient Mart and then used to steal other machinery and property, the sheriff says it's just under investigation as of right now as to whether or not the two may be connected.
I walked around it. I observed. Only thing they took out of it was possibly a two-way radio and the batteries out of it. They threw the battery boxes down on the ground. I seen the tailgate was unlatched. Our tailgate part. We looked in the back, there's nothing in there, but there'd been a lot of foot traffic and stuff. So later on, when I was on my way home, a deputy contacted me from Morgan County and asked me was anything in the back of the truck, and I told him no, and he said they had stole several new pickup truck tires that had never been mounted on rims, a garden tiller, possibly a battery or two, and some other items. And they'd had them in the back of that truck, and they weren't there.
As for the timeline, authorities in West Liberty say that it was stolen sometime between 4 and 6 yesterday morning, discovered on Mr. Whitaker's property around 6 o'clock yesterday afternoon or evening, about a mere 12 hours later. This is also the third vehicle that the sheriff has recovered in this exact same area in the past couple of years, all with at least one common thread: the kind of owner that they were stolen from.
One was a Ford pickup stolen from our county garage, and they had took it back there and I can't remember, took the tires off of it. I think it's sitting on, took what they could get off of it, then burned it. And the other one was a vehicle stolen from the Paintsville City Utilities, I believe, and they had actually chopped it up pretty good, and what I found was just the remains that they didn't want thrown out back there.
So that's 3 trucks over the course of maybe a year or two, but stolen from either city or county governments. Very unusual. Take into account as well the rollback, as I mentioned, stolen from T&B Recycling, specifically the Parkway Convenient Mart where it was parked just a few weeks ago, a box trailer stolen from Town & Country Flowers in downtown Sagersville, and the box trailer that belonged to the Hinkle Company on the Mountain Parkway that had more than $250,000 in tools in it, all those just in the past few weeks. Well, I'm running out of time quickly. Got a little short on this one, so a short and not so sweet forecast. There's some showers and storms in central Kentucky, not tracking easterly much at all. Don't expect them to be an issue. So we shall sit under mostly clear skies tonight with nothing more than a little patchy fog. Nighttime lows around 65. For your Thursday, the 90s show up and get into town and stick around for a while. Sunny and hot and mostly clear. We will see a little patchy fog as well on your Thursday and starting off your Friday as well. Still the low 90s, low 70s, mostly sunny. A 10% chance of some very late showers on Friday night. And that is 10%, might increase it to 20% by tomorrow. And for the weekend, not much relief. Saturday, a 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms, mainly between 10 in the morning, 5 in the evening, partly sunny and definitely hot, 91. Ditto for Sunday. Monday looks to be a weather maker with showers and possibly storms likely starting off next week. Temperatures not giving much either with those showers and storms. They may in some areas that actually see those storms arrive, but for the most part, will be close to 90 in the upper 80s through the middle of next week. For now, that's my time. Never out of news. We'll see you back here tomorrow night. We have school board coverage, we have fiscal court coverage, and already other news in-house to get to starting next time. Good night and enjoy the rest of your Wednesday evening.